Wrestling fans around the corner, around the world, I'm Dan Marty.
And the Berserker John Nord.
You know what that means. It's Thursday night, fans. We're going to ready to throw it back. Wrestling
Throwback,
Insiders.
baby. Throw it back.
Throwback Thursdays
Way back,
begins now.
Yeah.
Wrestling fans, get ready for a weekend of the unpredictable as the Berserker, John Nord, returns to MWF Studios in Melrose the weekend of Saturday, January the 22nd. Wrestling Insider Throwback Thursday tapings, live episodes, watch-alongs, cyber autograph signings, and more. Boston Wrestling Patreon fans can meet the Berserker for free. For more information and mail order info, head on over to thebostonwrestling.com super site now. Don't miss the Berserker, January 22nd. Wrestling fans, we warned you this day would come. Unfortunately, we're running out of original episodes of Wrestling Insider's Party with Marty each and every Thursday night at 10 p.m., but we're starting up that Indiegogo. You can help the cause. You can help Marty's show continue each and every week. Nobody does it like Marty. We had an incredible time with him at our 20th anniversary bash, November 13th at Memorial Hall here in Melrose. We want to have the good times keep on rolling, but we can't do it without you. Look for the Indiegogo link in the comment section below or across our website and social media platforms. We have some great perks, great rewards where you can even meet Marty himself. There's nothing like it. Since July of 2020, every week we've brought you the show. We need your help to keep on going. We tell you, without wrestling fans, there is no professional wrestling, and there's no better time to help the cause now. Let's keep Marty rocking each and every Thursday night. Wrestling fans looking for the perfect holiday gift? Discount VIP packages and tickets to Boston Wrestling Soul Survivor 10 Back to the 80s, Saturday night, April the 16th at Memorial Hall in Melrose, Massachusetts are on sale now. Join WWE Hall of Famer Jake the Snake Roberts, three-time WWE Tag Team Champions Axe and Smash Demolition, The Wild Berserker, and more 1980s legends to be announced. Take part in a VIP exclusive Q&A session. Meet the wrestling icons up close and personal in an autograph and photo fan fest. Then get ready as the superstars and legends of yesterday, today, and tomorrow take part in a night of white-hot in-ring action. Discount VIP packages and tickets are on sale now for a limited time at bostonwrestling.com. Join us for a professional wrestling reunion decades in the making, April the 16th.
This is Mick Foley.
This is Harley Race.
This is Shelton Benjamin.
This is Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff.
This is the Monster Abyss.
And this is Daniel Bryan.
This is JBL, and you're watching the MWF.
Be there live.
All right, wrestling fans, welcome to another Wrestling Insiders Throwback Thursday. I'm Dan Marty, along with my new partner in crime, John Nord. Very happy as we wind down 2021 to have you part of our extended family. I'm grateful for that.
Oh, I'm grateful to be here, and I'm grateful for the fans that are listening right now, you guys. I hope you enjoy it. I really do.
Well, we want to keep continuing. Again, if you're watching the premiere on Thursday night with us, you can leave messages as you're watching in the premiere chat, or if you're not watching live, in the description box below. Of course, super chats are always appreciated, and we'd like to, again, hopefully we're going to be having John with us again in a few weeks. Maybe set up another one of those live cyber autograph signings so we can get a picture and interact with the man live. I know we had so much fun when we did it a couple of weeks ago right here in the studio, leading up to the Paul Bearer Holiday Headlocks Toy Drive. So
Paul Bearer, God bless his heart.
God bless him. We miss him. But I tell you this, I hope you and the Nord family, even though it was kind of a difficult year because of your dad, we hope you had a nice Christmas.
We did. It was wonderful. It was wonderful.
And now that it is December 30th, and we're just a couple of days away from another big one, any New Year's resolutions in the world of John Nord?
How about you? Anything? Come on now.
I got a couple.
Do you?
Yeah.
Would you like to name them?
I would like to have things be in a better place with Linda Marati, so things are easier with the kids, being able to navigate my interactions with them.
Yep.
Interesting person that came into my world of late that's into tarot and things like that.
Yep.
I don't know if you believe in that sort of things, but they made some very interesting calls in my world that I hope are true. I'd like to see
yes,
live
I've heard
event
about that.
when we go back to the 80s, Saturday night, April the 16th, 2 blocks away at Memorial Hall. We want to see a packed venue with you, Jake the Snake, Demolition, and all the other greats coming in.
Man, it will be.
I want to see these talk
It
show
will be.
series continue to grow. So my big thing is, and I know Marty always gets pissed,
Yeah.
is that I like to use the phrase, let's keep wrestling legends working.
I
And he
like
says-
that.
He goes, oh man, no.
Why
You
would
make
he
us-
care about that?
You're trying to make us all sound like we're poor and destitute. I said, well,
Yeah,
you know what?
Marty, you're
Not every-
taking it too personal.
Not everybody's getting a
They're not
six-figure
taking-
Legends contract
Yeah.
from Vince.
Not, you're taking it way too personal.
Thank you. Thank you, John.
That's the one thing. Matter of fact, ain't that a good year's resolution? Is don't take stuff personal.
That's a good one. I like that
Most
one
people
too.
don't mean it personal. They're just being people.
Well,
And go ahead.
no, Marty's entitled to his opinion. I just disagree with him.
Absolutely.
That's all.
I love Marty. I can tell you times we've been, oh my God, I won't even want to tell you about the times that we were doing.
Well, you know,
We
why
were
not tell
crazy.
Marty's story? Because Thursday night used to be Marty's night until we ran into a couple of the quote-unquote technical difficulties. But how about a fun Marty story on his night?
Well, first of all, I want to tell you my resolution.
Oh, I'm
My
sorry, I
resolution
interrupted.
is this.
Be here with us every week.
As long my resolution is never lie to defame or what's that word I'm looking, anybody's character. I don't want to hurt anybody's character, anything. I don't think I have, but I want to stay on top of it. I want to keep just telling the truth. I do not want to rip people apart like they're no good. That one I want to stick to. Now, the Marty story. Marty, well, of course, you heard about the, so-called murder in the river.
Which happened on here on the show. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
I heard. And it never happened, right?
Now you say it didn't happen.
That
The
never
Chattahoochee
happened.
River?
It never happened.
Why do you say it never happened, John? Because I'm going to come back with my reason why, but I want you to go ahead.
The reason why it didn't happen,
Whoop.
number one,
Sorry,
the
Bruno.
police are not that dumb.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, Marty is the type of guy to want to get everybody talking.
That's
It's
true.
born inside of wrestlers. Like, what can I say that makes the whole wrestling world talk? What could it be? Let me see. I climbed up Mount Shasta and sat there and had a 12-pack in my underwear. Anything like that. But Marty chose to say something that they could never prove and that he could never get in trouble for because it didn't happen. So bring the police on. It never happened. If you know Marty, you know it didn't happen. And I know him, and I know that it didn't happen because it's the perfect thing to say because it's not the truth. They could never prove it, on and on and on.
It happened
What do
back
you
in the
think?
early 70s,
Yep.
as he claimed. For those fans that may have missed what went on in the summer of 2020 here in this fine studio, Marty had alleged that, there was a man that attempted to violate him when he tried to buy weed from him. It is, I think, 14 years old.
Right.
And his only way to try and stop the attack was
Yeah.
to use a brick on the guy's head, and he just continued to use it until the man needed to be rolled into the Chattahoochee River. And this is obviously the pre-internet days in the 70s and so on. And
Of course,
again, how do you
of
prove
course.
it? I don't know. I know it got a lot of attention in all of the New York
Well, it's what he
newspapers
wanted.
and TMZ,
Dan?
and we had Inside Edition calling this TV studio.
Did
ya? We sure did.
Well, then it worked exactly what he wanted.
But here is why. Two reasons. One thing about Marty is, and like you said, he does like to get people talking, but, I think there is, almost like we had discussed before, he has always gone with that phrase, the first time you tell complete and utter bullshit, everybody's going to suspect everything you say with bullshit.
Yeah.
Second reason I give it a grain of truth, or I believe there may be truth to it,
Okay.
aside from private conversations with him, is that I don't know if it would be, we can talk off the air on who it was, but someone that I consider a very dear friend and a very honest person within the industry said to me, WrestleMania week, we were talking, we had a chance to catch up.
Yeah.
He said, the reason I believe that to be true is because back in WWF in 1996, he told me the same story. 25, 24 years earlier.
Okay.
So maybe it didn't happen exactly the way he described. Maybe he changed some parts around. I don't know.
Possible. I might be wrong.
I
might be wrong.
I'll say
And
this,
you know what? That does help. That it might be true. But here's the thing. It's working the way he wanted it to work.
Absolutely.
Let me tell you, law enforcement is so unbelievably detailed, and they are like hounds that will keep going till they find the truth and get the guy. Very few people can kill a guy in the 1970s and get away with it. If the guy was in the river and they found that he was missing and they looked for him, they would have found it, guaranteed. Now, Marty, I'm telling you right now, there's nothing wrong with coming clean, or there's nothing wrong with saying, I don't care what you guys said, I did it. But then,
No, I don't think he wants to go to jail.
But then I don't think he wants to go to jail. Okay, so here's the deal, Marty. The reason I don't think it's true, again, it's a perfect thing to say. I've said stuff 20 years ago that I say now. It's the truth, but I say it. I hardly ever tell anybody about maybe some girl I'm with, that she's just like, butt ugly. And I'm embarrassed. I was with her that night, and God bless her heart, don't mean anything anyways. And then 20 years later, I still tell people that I was with her. Well, that's very doable. So I don't think it's a subject really worth going on, because it just is, I don't give it any credibility.
Well,
I don't.
If you're in, I forget even the name of the city, but rural Georgia, with what I imagine are limited resources as it is to begin with, how much time are you going to dedicate to a missing potential pedophile from the early 70s? I'll say this, if the story is true, I think Marty did the world a favor, because I don't think that probably would have been the first time the man ever tried to attack a kid, and it probably wouldn't have been the last time the man tried to attack a kid.
No.
So good riddance with him floating down the river if it is true.
Well, that is very, I concur. I totally agree with you. I just think, from being in trouble myself and knowing some policemen that were actually in my wedding, they don't miss much. Yeah. They don't miss much. They're going to get what happened then. Not in a year from then, not in 5 years, not in 10 years, and then 30 years after you tell them. No, they're going to get them then. And that didn't happen. That's why I don't think it's true.
So
I think it's just happening the way he wants it to happen. Is there's people talking about it.
You think there's enough intel now in 2021 to figure out something even that old from, you're talking almost 50 years ago now?
No, I don't. I think it's probably all disintegrated if it did happen. But, I mean, it's all just it's in, river. That's why people put stuff in the river and the ocean. Because most of the time the law...
They'd have to do a lot of looking.
They got to do a lot of looking, especially in that damn ocean. The river that he supposedly used it in is not that big.
Do you know the Chattahoochee?
No, but it's not that big, is what I heard.
Oh, okay.
Okay? So with that feeling that it's not that big, here's the point, is... They would have got on it then. You think a guy is missing and they're not going to look right there and then and keep looking till they find it? They don't just go, the guy's missing. Oh, give me a call when you find them. No, it don't work that way. No.
All right, wrestling fans, you heard it from the horse's mouth, the man that knows Marty very, very well, like we got to know him on Thursday nights with Party with Marty. Right now, we're going to take a brief timeout. When we come back, we're going to dive into the world of John Nord in the World Wrestling Federation. Stand by.
Cheer. Why, hello. I would ask what was on your mind, but I already know. You want to know what has got my beard looking oh so majestic. And I'll tell you, it's sexy as hell beard care. Coconut oil, vitamin E oil, almond oil, both sweet and bitter, shea butter, it's all natural. Yes, JTG has actually come out with a high quality product. So support your boy by going to sahbeardcare.com and take one step closer to becoming sexy as hell. Cheer. Ooh, cheer. You know?
Wrestling fans, get ready for a weekend of the unpredictable as the Berserker, John Nord, returns to MWF Studios in Melrose the weekend of Saturday, January the 22nd. Wrestling Insider Throwback Thursday tapings, live episodes, watch-alongs, cyber autograph signings, and more. Boston Wrestling Patreon fans can meet the Berserker for free. For more information and mail order info, head on over to thebostonwrestling.com super site now. Don't miss the Berserker, January 22nd.
Wrestling fans, I'm Dan Marotti.
And this is the man of the hour, Leo Rush.
It was all over BostonWrestling.com and our social media. But Leo, brother, they got to check out some of this merch.
They got to.
Check it out, fans, right now available on eBay. Support Wrestling Insiders and keep wrestling legends working on eBay. At Survivor Series, it was champion versus champion as WWE champion Drew McIntyre battled Universal champion Roman Reigns with Paul Heyman. Get this 11x14 poster autographed by all three men. Limited edition, number 42 of only 50, with authentication hologram on the back of the poster itself. Comes with a mystery autographed 8x10 photo and an on-air shout-out from WWE Hall of Famer Mr. USA Tony Atlas on Wrestling Insiders at your house. Get it now. All right, wrestling fans, welcome back to Wrestling Insiders Throwback Thursday. I'm Dan Marotti along with your host,
The Berzerker.
John Nord, the Berserker, Nord the Barbarian.
Welcome.
Welcome to his humble abode. Thursday nights for now are going to be the night of Nord.
Yes, sir.
All right. The nostalgia, it is big in 2021. It could be bigger in 2022 for all we know.
I think it is.
There's so many fans that are disgruntled by quote-unquote sports entertainment that is on TV nowadays. They crave the wrestling they knew and
I
loved.
love it. I love it.
I know you're
I
into-
feel the same way as the fans.
Do you ever watch the product anymore?
The wrestling?
Yeah.
Not a lot. Not a lot. Because I know Wayne Bloom's son
He's
is
done very
Von
well for
Wagner.
himself, yeah.
So he's getting a push. That's why I watch it, to watch him and see how he's doing, and kudos to him. Yeah, they're going to give him a push.
Now, that's funny. He follows us on Twitter. Maybe he'll come across these talk shows.
Yeah, here's the thing. Wayne and his son's real name is Cal.
Yeah.
Okay? Both them are really scared to go on any talk shows or on any kind of show at all, or statements or what they think or quotes or anything, because they're afraid that Vince is going to hear it and get mad and fire him.
Right.
Which is not the case. I've been in arguments with Wayne and say, Wayne, these guys want you. You can pick up some cash, and you're worried about you saying something that would affect Cal, that would affect Vince. It don't work like that, dude. Come on.
Well, like I said, even Cal, if he's on Twitter, maybe he'll come across a link to one of our interviews that he could enjoy.
Maybe, but I know they're both scared as hell.
No, they won't do their own.
They're
though,
just
right.
scared as can be. And if Wayne's listening right now, Wayne, I love you like a brother. But listen, there's nothing to be scared of, man. Nothing.
All right, well, 1991, the big year where it all began for you with WWF. Take us back to the WWF Superstars television taping. January the 7th, John Nord, as John Nord, defeats Pat Rose with a pile driver. Take us back to that moment in time. What's going on in
year
your
was
world? That was January 7th of 91.
In the WWF.
Yes, your first TV taping with them.
Take us back to that. I was billed as the Viking.
No, in this match you were just John Nord. It was a dark match. It wasn't used.
It was a dark match?
Yes.
Wow.
Now, was this more of a tryout? Was it?
No, I signed.
You had
I
already
was
signed,
gut
okay.
locked in. Yeah, I was gut locked in. I had a lot of steam behind me anyways, was Kurt Hennig, Rick Rude, even if Rick wasn't working.
He was just about
Hawk,
done as you finished up.
Hawk. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Hawk. And they all said, and you get Kurt and Hawk saying, take care of them, then you know you're in. So with that being the case, I do remember a little bit the dark match, but because it was a dark match, I almost just put it out of my mind going, it's just a dark match, just Pat Rose, and it don't mean nothing. But that is where it started now that I remember. You're right. Boy, you guys remember everything.
And your finisher you used that night before you would go on to the more famous Berserker finisher we'll talk about. As John Nord that night, you did the pile driver.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think they just said, go over, do anything you want, you know?
Did you think pile driver would have been a good finish for the Berserker as a regular?
No, I tell you what
Okay.
would have been good for me was the full Nelson, because my body, I knew my body was getting touchy. I had already pounded on it on football and college and on, but not super bad. Some guys are just fortunate to have really good bodies, and they stay all glued together good and everything, and they're fortunate. And other guys get hurt real easy, and I was one of them guys. I wished I would have used the full Nelson, which Bill Watts had me using for a little while, and that was good because it don't beat your body
Easy,
up.
yeah.
But going to the next month or whatever, Dan, I went as the Viking.
Right. Well, we're going to get there. Yep.
Okay.
I don't know. Would Billy Jack Haynes and Hercules have been upset if you went the route of the full Nelson? Because Herc was still there when you were
good
there.
question.
Billy Jack was
good
gone.
question.
But, yeah.
I guess I didn't watch it enough
To even know, yeah.
to really
Yeah.
know. If they would have came up to me and said, and I know Herc real well. I know
Yeah.
Billy just a little bit. I know Herc real well, and Herc ain't gonna hurt nobody. Billy's tough. Billy Haynes is tough. Anyways, I don't know if they would have, but that would have been my choice. However, it wasn't up to me. It wasn't my decision. But here I was, just trying to. I was just doing what they were saying.
Right.
The main thing was I was getting paid. I was at a job. My wife was grateful. They come up, Titan Sports, those checks, right in the mailbox, Titan Sports.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, and
So how did it come to be? Who reached out to who? Did you mentioned Barry and Joe and I'm sorry, Hawk and Mr. Perfect.
Barry, Hawk, and Mr. Perfect.
They went to the office and said, "This is a guy worth investing in." And
Yeah, and actually back in '86, you can verify this with Brad Rangens. Hulk called Brad Rangens and said, I want to work with him. I want to work with John Nord. I heard he's a good guy, and he's a big son of a gun, and that's when I was in shape, '86, and he called Brad wanting, and I just stayed with Vern. I just didn't even think. I said, well, why do I want to go out to New York? It just didn't realize in my brain how big New York was and how much money was out there. It was astronomical. I just didn't know it.
If you had a big run with Hogan, those house shows, sometimes you're talking 6, 8, 10 grand a night.
Well, Kurt Hennig had a heck of a run with him in '89.
89 into 90, yeah.
Yep. And I sold them 2 expeditions, brand new.
Did you?
Yeah, I was selling Fords. And I sold them 2 expeditions, brand new each. And Kurt had terrible credit. His credit was so bad, he'd need a co-signer to pay cash. You know?
That bad?
It was bad. But anyways, he wrote on the application what he made on the run of Hogan. And in 1 year, he made $385.
Wow.
So that's a big year. And Kurt, he's like me. We've never been able to manage our money. Never, never. We just can't do it. We've tried and tried and tried, but we get drunk and we do the pull tabs and we do a little gambling and we lose this and we come home with nothing, but we still got money in the bank, and it just goes round and round. But so that was that, and that's the truth, and that's verified. Call Brad Rangens.
You know what I find?
Call him right now.
You know what I find interesting? You mentioned Kurt with the money. I don't know if I mentioned it before, but we had Larry Hennig and Irene for his very last appearance before he passed away. And Irene had told me that, I'm sure you're familiar, his son got involved in wrestling.
Yeah.
Joe. Yeah. And almost the polar opposite. What him and his wife did was they lived off of the money she made in, I think, the medical field, and everything that Joe made, Curtis Axel in WWE, they put that away and they saved. So maybe they saw what the dad did.
Saved for who?
For themselves.
You mean for Curtis Axel or for Irene and Larry?
No. Curtis Axel saved it for himself and his family.
Oh, I
They
see,
just
yeah.
never spent the money. They were very smart with the money.
Very smart.
Yeah.
But see, Joe, Kurt's son, which I have a good story. We were going up to Mille Lacs Lake, a big lake in Minnesota. We drove up there and meet Kurt, and Joe was, I think, 7. And it was just a little funny deal. And we go and walking in this little restaurant with, fish up there and the lake's right there. We walk in there and the guy across the bar goes to Kurt and goes, "I know you." And Kurt goes, yeah. He goes, "I can't think of your name." He goes, "Are you a good guy or a bad guy?" And Kurt goes, "I'm a great guy." And little Joe just laughed. He thought, and then I heard him tell the story at the Hall of Fame when Kurt got inducted. And I just thought it was really cute, Are you a good guy or a bad guy? I'm a great guy. So, typical Kurt Hennig.
Well, I never got to know him, but Irene and Larry, I thought, were class people. I got to know them through the cauliflower.
Oh, Larry. When we got caught stealing that beer, oh my God. See, Larry was a different guy then. He was at his prime. The guy was just a grizzly bear of a man. Oh my God. But yeah, next step, what next do you got on your sheet?
Well, okay, who reached out to who? Did you hear from someone particular in the office to set things up for you to come in for the TV shot?
Yeah, Pat Patterson.
Okay.
Pat Patterson called me up and said, "Hey, come on in." So I flew in. Pat got me in a room and said, good, how are you? "I'm doing really good." And I was. He goes, I heard sometimes, they tell you to take a left and you take a right. I says, yep, that's true. I says, but that's over. I've learned in life that I just don't do that anymore. And I was super polite. And then Vince came in, just said hi quick, wasn't much. Vince don't hang around for any length of time for hardly anybody.
Right.
And I think Rene Goulet was there. But I knew I had gotten the job just by the way they acted. And they said, oh, I know what they said. They go, you got to go to our costume department next. What do you feel like in the ring, they said. I said, I feel just wild. Okay. So I'm sure they got together and said, hey, let's make him a Viking. He's from Minnesota. He grows curly long hair, and he's wild and this and that. And so that was set as a Viking. I didn't want to wear the tunic. Felt like I was wearing a frickin' dress,
Yeah.
I didn't like that. But I had to do it. Now there's another thing. You do what your promoters tell you to do. I don't walk in there and say, I'm not wearing it. I don't even got my first paycheck yet. So obey your promoters, first of all. So I did. I went with it. I took it off. And anyways, I started with the Viking. Okay, so the Viking did a couple matches as that. And I liked the name, the Viking. Well, they couldn't do it. A guy had it trademarked.
Oh.
And believe it or not, the guy that had it trademarked was working in Japan as the Viking. So it was really a weird deal. So, yeah, matter of fact,
Did you know that first night when you worked as John Nord that you were going to metamorphosize into the Viking at future TV tapings, or was it just kind of an idea, a sketch on a piece of paper at that point?
I think it was just a sketch on a piece of paper.
Okay.
It wasn't a for sure deal. Nothing was.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing's a for sure deal
Right.
until you're in that ring
Right.
doing it. Speaking of the tunic, the thing I didn't want to wear was one thing that they got mad at me about. That's a little story is the Undertaker, I slammed him. I hit him with the sword, shield, hit him. He went down. I took the sword and I went to stab it went to stab him. Well, he moved pretty early. So they had to dub that a little bit because he moved really soon. Or I jabbed it really late where it didn't look like it was gonna, like it was dangerous. But anyways, it stuck in there. Did this, that. Then we went outside. I pulled the mat back. I slammed them. I pile drived them. And then afterwards, I took my tunic off and threw it on his chest, if you see it on the tape. Mm-hmm. And then I walked down the aisle. And I got in the back of the locker room. Now, here's a lesson on how to listen to your promoter. I got in the back of the locker room, and here comes Pat Patterson. He said, John, what the fuck did you take the tunic off for and throw it on him? I says, I don't know. I was trying to look as good as I could. Like I just kicked his ass, Don't do that. Do what we say, okay? Just don't take the ball and run yourself and go your own way. I said, yeah, thanks, Pat. No, that's good. That's good advice. It is. Because I like this job of $250 a year.
Yeah.
So I never did it again. Me and him went around the horn In other words, we went city to city to city to city to city.
Those are stories I can't wait to hear about, especially with our friend Mr. Percy Pringle, Paul Bear involved once we hit 92.
Yes.
Funny enough, night after you debuted in the dark matches, John Nord, another youngster, well, probably right around your age, War Eagle Chris Chavis, who went on to become Tatanka a little bit in the future. Any memories of a young Tatanka at that point, breaking in right around the same time as you?
Yeah, Tatanka was, although I know I had a lot more matches under my belt than him. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Tatanka was a good guy. I never knew him that good. He got along with everybody. And I know him too. He had a hard time running around me doing his war dance. He didn't necessarily like doing that. But
he didn't like the war dance.
Not that much. I think it kind of bothered him. But after a while, I think he started getting into it. And the bottom line, his office told him to do it. You better do it if you want to keep your job. But Tatanka, harmless guy, totally wants to get along with everybody. Don't got a mean bone in his body.
Yeah, he was with us last year, as a matter of fact, here in the studio for the Paul Bearer Holiday Headlocks Toy Drive. We had some great interviews with him that the fans love to have him back here in the future.
Don't have a mean bone in his body. I love him.
Yeah, his kids are really into athletics now down outside of Tampa. And
are they?
He's living the good life. Yeah, I believe he's still an official WWE legend. He has one of those contracts with them where he's an ambassador of sorts. So he's doing good for himself.
Yeah. I signed a legend deal. I don't know if it's the same as his.
Well, he gets the check in the mail every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the good ones.
That's a really...
There's one that comes 4 times a year if you hit the $50 threshold, and then there's the Legends one that comes every 2 weeks.
Now, that is really strange to me. I would have never guessed that on Tatanka would have got that. But good for him. Good for him. Here's what I can tell you, talking about that subject. The Berserker is like a band in Australia or something.
Oh, really? There's another Berserker?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Okay.
And there's a Berserker this and a Viking that, and there's a lot of offshoots of the name. I don't know. I don't follow it. I'm not sitting there on YouTube or wherever else and seeing what's on, but what had happened was I had talked to the office, the payroll guy, Rob, somebody with a long name. Rob, good, nice guy, talked to him for years. I says, hey, what's going on my Legends? He says, oh, you got that paid off. So I says, oh, good. So it's 10 grand, they give it to you, and then you got to pay it off.
Right.
So I got it paid off. And what I was getting, my checks went to 10 times as much as what they were.
The royalty checks, you mean?
The royalty checks.
Because they were producing more content with you.
Well, I don't know what it was, but you would be kind of dumb not to think that that Berserker name finally might have paid off.
Yeah, right.
Is my opinion.
Yeah.
I might be wrong. I don't know. But between the band being the Berserker and this Viking deal and it being an actual pretty decent action figure as far as looks.
It was a nice
good
figure.
Reviews.
Yeah.
Got good reviews. My checks went up 10 times the amount. And I'm like, what? And it was really good because I needed the money. Obviously, we all do. And if you don't need the money, you're lying.
Unless you're Marty Jannetty, I guess.
Yeah, unless you're Jimmy Jack Jannetty, I call him.
Jimmy Jack Jannetty.
Jimmy Jack Jannetty. Go to the river. Keep looking. See if you can find it. Go to the river. Just go to the river. And when you find it, come back.
you started as the Viking at the first set of TV tapings after the Royal Rumble. Did you have any expectations as far as what they were going to do with you? Babyface, heel?
What?
Anyone you were going to work with in particular?
In what?
As the Viking, once you debuted with that gimmick.
Did I have any feelings of who I was going to work with?
Did they give you any idea what they wanted to do with you?
No. But can I tell you, this is okay. Can I tell you this? Can I tell you?
You can tell me whatever you want, John.
Okay, speaking of that, this is what happened between me and Undertaker. It was Toledo, Ohio. I was told that Pat Patterson came up to me and said, we brought Mark into the room and asked him, who can you have a good match with? Because he wasn't having good matches.
He was with a lot of big stiffs at that point.
He wasn't having good matches, especially in Japan. Japan basically booed him out of there.
Yeah.
That slow stuff don't work. And he wasn't having good matches. Hey, who can you have a good match with? And he says, John Nord. And they says, really? Yep, okay. We'll tell him, hey, you're getting a big push tonight. You're going to go with The Undertaker. Okay? And I had a dirty piss. So now my piss is dirty, and I had to scream out, I gotta go home, my wife is pregnant. She might have it. So I had to leave. And you know what they said? That's all right. When you come back, we'll do it. So 2 days.
You know, let's save that for once we get to 92.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Again, sometimes it's like
you were bringing up
setting the scene. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
well, you're right.
In 91, when you first came in as Viking, did they give you any idea of who they might want to have you work with, or what they wanted you to do, or did you have any expectations before you started on the road full time? Because they build you up on TV before they put you on the house show.
No, they actually, I don't think they knew for sure. I think they wanted to see. I think they were a little nervous. Like some guys didn't want to work with me.
Oh, really?
I think so, just a little bit. Because I was maybe a little stiff. Mm-hmm. One of the first guys they put me with was Koko Ware.
Oh, we're going to go through the whole list, yeah? And what are your memories of the Birdman?
He's a son of a bitch.
Why was he a son of a bitch?
Because he frickin' wouldn't work. He was in the ring. He wanted to do everything his way.
He was difficult to work with.
He was difficult. He was like working with that big staircase there made out of wood there. You know, it was stiff and you didn't want to do it. And I think he had a little bit of syndrome that you ain't going to get over on me. You know, he had that. And listen, I'm not the first guy to say Koko Ware was tough to work with. Mm. Everybody said it. Ask him. Everybody said it. So he was just tough to work with. So he'd be coming back and he'd never come over to the locker room and confront me. All he would do is bitch in the other locker room. The babyface locker room. Yeah. Just bitch about that. And so that was my first guy there. And then I went to...
Well, we can hold off on that. We got the cue from the back from John C. Manicus Riley. I like to break things down very detailed because you know what? Sometimes
we are detailed.
We never may get a chance to tell these stories again, John.
We are detailed. You never know. I like it that
it's a throwback Thursday.
Thorough.
All right. Well,
you're thoroughly thorough.
It's a thorough Thursday. It's a thorough throwback Thursday.
It's thoroughly throwback Thursday.
And wrestling fans, we want you to stay with us right now. We're going to take a brief timeout. We'll be back with more with John Nord after this brief timeout.
Thank y'all.
Wrestling fans, we warned you this day would come. Unfortunately, we're running out of original episodes of Wrestling Insider's Party with Marty each and every Thursday night at 10 p.m., but we're starting up that Indiegogo. You can help the cause. You can help Marty's show continue. each and every week. Nobody does it like Marty. We had an incredible time with him at our 20th anniversary bash, November 13th at Memorial Hall here in Melrose. We want to have the good times keep on rolling, but we can't do it without you. Look for the Indiegogo link in the comment section below or across our website and social media platforms. We have some great perks, great rewards where you can even meet Marty himself. There's nothing like it. Since July of 2020, every week we've brought you the show. We need your help to keep on going. We tell you, without wrestling fans, there is no professional wrestling, and there's no better time to help the cause now. Let's keep Marty rocking each and every Thursday night. Wrestling fans looking for the perfect holiday gift? Discount VIP packages and tickets to Boston Wrestling's Soul Survivor 10 Back to the 80s, Saturday night, April the 16th at Memorial Hall in Melrose, Massachusetts are on sale now. Join WWE Hall of Famer Jake the Snake Roberts, three-time WWE Tag Team Champions Axe and Smash Demolition, The Wild Berserker, and more 1980s legends to be announced. Take part in a VIP exclusive Q&A session. Meet the wrestling icons up close and personal in an autograph and photo fan fest. Then get ready as the superstars and legends of yesterday, today, and tomorrow take part in a night of white-hot in-ring action. Discount VIP packages and tickets are on sale now for a limited time at bostonwrestling.com. Join us for a professional wrestling reunion decades in the making, April the 16th.
It hits different live with WWE Super Show. Don't miss an epic main event.
Drew McIntyre and Kofi Kingston, King Woods, The New Day, Roman Reigns, and the Usos in a six-man tag team match.
Will the new arrivals on the blue brand disrupt the dominance of the Bloodline? It's WWE Super Show in Boston, Sunday, January 9th. Tickets and Superstar Experience packages on sale now.
Wrestling fans around the corner, around the world, I'm Dan Marati.
And I'm Mr. USA WWE Hall of Famer Tony Atlas.
The road to WrestleMania has begun. Wrestling fans are looking to add to their man caves. You got to see what we have in the eBay store.
Check it out.
Support Wrestling Insiders and keep wrestling legends working on eBay. Get this WWE NXT TakeOver War Games 2020 11x14 limited edition autograph poster signed by everyone on the event, number 23 of only 100 made. Includes signatures from the Undisputed Era, Johnny Gargano, Damian Priest, Tommaso Ciampa, Timothy Thatcher, Io Shirai, Tony Storm, Rhea Ripley, Dexter, Loomis, and more. Comes with authentication hologram on the back of the poster. Also comes with mystery autographed 8x10 and an on-air shout-out from WWE Hall of Famer Mr. USA Tony Atlas on Wrestling Insiders at your house. Get it now. All right, wrestling fans, welcome back to Wrestling Insider Throwback Thursday. We're really throwing them back. John C. Manicus Riley said,
throwback.
we're talking too long, John. What's going on here, brother?
I don't know. All I do is talk. I can't stop.
Wrestling fans, you got to let us know what you think in the premiere chat on Thursday night or in the description box below. You can help us bring you a lot more John Nord with a lot more super chats, or joining the Patreon, hitting the eBay store, and all that good stuff. But before we go, John, big question. You talked about Koko. Before we even started getting into some of the various opponents you worked with on the loop, which we're going to start with next week as we kick off a new year in our new series on episode 4. But what did you think of the travel?
I think next year's going to be awesome.
I do. Well, you're going to be here, so it will be.
Thank you. I will be here.
Was the schedule as intense as you expected it to be?
Working for the WWF,
Yeah.
it was more intense than what I ever dreamed.
And can you tell us how and why?
Well, I started out after Koko going to England, Belfast, London, on and on and on and on. And it was, if you've ever been to England, you know the food is just junk. Their steaks look like, shoe leather.
Oh, really?
They do. They got shitty food. Hey, you want to stick with the best food in the world? Stay in the U.S., trust me.
How many days per month would you say you had off at that point?
I'll tell you what, in 92, not 91, because I started late.
Yeah.
But 92, I wrestled 285 nights.
Holy shit. 285.
285. I went like 37 nights in a row once.
Wow.
It was crazy. And you know who else was with me on that?
Who?
Because we kept going with Bret Hart. Bret wrestled everything, which don't let me forget to tell you the Bret Hart story.
Oh, we got Bret in the notes coming up in some of
the
the episodes in the very near future for the fans that want a little Bret Hart tease, but did as many as 285 nights. Obviously, in 91.
I did 285, but
they introduced it before they put you on the house show loop. They want to introduce the character at a few TVs, so you weren't on the road full time right off the bat. They kind of they build the character up so it has value on those house shows.
Yeah. So
it was tough. I mean, when you went home, Mrs. Nord must have been like, "Who's this guy?"
Yeah, I know. Well, I tell you what.
How old were your kids at that point?
They were 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh, that must have been tough to be away.
Yeah, it was. But I'll tell you what. My wife was a flight attendant for 40 years.
Really? Okay.
And guess what? They offered her for Northwest. Now it's Delta. They offered year leaves, and you could come back.
Oh, okay.
So my wife stayed home a year at a time, 4 years, and homeschooled the kids.
Really?
And it was just wonderful. The checks in the mail, money ain't everything, but it was paying the bills. It took the comfort. It made everything comfortable. John wasn't out doing something stupid, which I've done. I was out working, and she was getting the paychecks, and my kids were, I talked to them a lot on the phone and told them I love them. Everything was good.
You must have been going through a lot of quarters on those payphones.
I know. Like $400 a month.
Oh, my God.
Remember that $400 a month long distance?
Hey, I tell you, imagine if there were those unlimited cell phone plans back then. Think of the money you guys would have saved.
Oh, my God. They should refund us.
No kidding, right?
That's
or even never mind those hotel room phones.
That's terrible.
All right.
So where are we at?
Well, right now, unfortunately, John C. Manicus Riley says we're about ready to wrap up the show. Stand by. We'll be right back.
Wrestling fans looking for the perfect holiday gift? Discount VIP packages and tickets to Boston Wrestling Soul Survivor 10 Back to the 80s, Saturday night, April the 16th at Memorial Hall in Melrose, Massachusetts are on sale now. Join WWE Hall of Famer Jake the Snake Roberts, 3-time WWE Tag Team Champions Axe and Smash Demolition, The Wild Berserker, and more 1980s legends to be announced. Take part in a VIP exclusive Q&A session. Meet the wrestling icons up close and personal in an autograph and photo fan fest. Then get ready as the superstars and legends of yesterday, today, and tomorrow take part in a night of white-hot in-ring action. Discount VIP packages and tickets are on sale now for a limited time at bostonwrestling.com. Join us for a professional wrestling reunion decades in the making, April the 16th. Wrestling fans, we warned you this day would come. Unfortunately, we're running out of original episodes of Wrestling Insider's Party with Marty each and every Thursday night at 10 p.m., but we're starting up that Indiegogo. You can help the cause. You can help Marty's show continue each and every week. Nobody does it like Marty. We had an incredible time with him at our 20th anniversary bash, November 13th at Memorial Hall here in Melrose. We want to have the good times keep on rolling, but we can't do it without you. Look for the Indiegogo link in the comment section below or across our website and social media platforms. We have some great perks, great rewards where you can even meet Marty himself. There's nothing like it. Since July of 2020, every week we've brought you the show. We need your help to keep on going. We tell you, without wrestling fans, there is no professional wrestling, and there's no better time to help the cause now. Let's keep Marty rocking each and every Thursday night.
Wrestling fans around the corner, around the world, I'm Dan Marotti.
MJ in the house.
Future WWE Hall of Famer, mind you. Let me tell you this.
I'm not in there yet?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay.
But you will be.
I will.
You know Sean wants to be the first three-timer.
Three-timer, yeah.
There you go. Let me tell you, you enjoy the in-studio shoot interviews 4 times a week. It isn't cheap to put these productions together, folks. We need your help.
No, because they got to pay me.
Okay. Coronavirus has killed the nightlife in a lot of ways. We are night owls, Marty and I, but that's a different story for a different time. One way you can help is to check out the great merchandise we have in the Boston Wrestling eBay store. It is perfect for any wrestling man cave or any collection.
That's right. Check it out.
Support Wrestling Insiders and keep wrestling legends working on eBay. At Survivor Series, it was champion versus champion as WWE champion Drew McIntyre battled Universal champion Roman Reigns with Paul Heyman. Get this 11x14 poster autographed by all three men. Limited edition, number 42 of only 50, with authentication hologram on the back of the poster itself. Comes with a mystery autographed 8x10 photo and an on-air shout-out from WWE Hall of Famer Mr. USA Tony Atlas on Wrestling Insiders at your house. Get it now. Wrestling fans, get ready for a weekend of the unpredictable as the Berserker, John Nord, returns to WWF Studios in Melrose the weekend of Saturday, January the 22nd. Wrestling Insider Throwback Thursday tapings, live episodes, watch-alongs, cyber autograph signings, and more. Boston Wrestling Patreon fans can meet the Berserker for free. For more information and mail order info, head on over to thebostonwrestling.com super site now. Don't miss the Berserker, January 22nd.
All right, wrestling fans, welcome back to the second to last episode of our entire Wrestling Insider series for 2021. What a year it has been. To think that we were going to expand virtually to 7 days a week is unbelievable on our end. I don't think I ever expected Tony Atlas to be gone. I didn't think the party with Marty Jannetty was going to go on a quote-unquote little hiatus. I didn't know we'd start an ECW theme show.
He's never looking for the guy.
He's still down in the chair. Maybe that's where he is. It could be like a reality show.
Hey, we should start a band, River Bottom Nightmare Band.
Chasing the Chattahoochee.
Yeah.
But for all of you fans, I know New Year's Eve is a busy night. You may not be with us tomorrow night for John Cena Sr.'s Fabulous Fridays at 11 p.m. But if you are with us on New Year's Eve, we're going to have a little bit of fun, maybe a little bit of the Fabovino, a little bit of the bubbly.
Awesome.
But I hope you guys know how extremely grateful and appreciative I am for those diehard fans that are with us so often, the regular fans that are with us, especially our great moderators, Slick Rick B, who put so many different ideas as far as what we could do with YouTube into my head that I wasn't even aware of. I don't claim to be the smartest man in the world. Phil has been a great help. Vaughn has been a great help. I mean, the list could go on and on.
Yeah.
Tania, how could I forget about Tania? And hopefully we're going to make more great friends and continue to build this bad boy up. We love doing the in-studio talk shows, and even more so if you're in the Northeast, we humbly, not like what the Sheik wanted to do to him, humbly invite you to be with us when we go back to the 80s, Saturday night, April the 16th, two blocks down the road at Memorial Hall here in Melrose, Massachusetts. For John Nord, I'm Dan Marotti. Not only will we see you next time, we'll see you next year. You and yours be happy, be healthy, be safe, don't drink and drive. See you next Thursday night. Good night.
God bless you.
Thank you for joining us. Please give the video a big thumbs up, leave us a comment, and subscribe to the channel to enjoy more great content. Don't forget, you can help keep wrestling legends working. Check out our eBay store and join the Boston Wrestling family at patreon.com/Boston Wrestling so we can produce more in-depth shoot interviews.